Good Thursday evening, everyone. Trying to make it through this video the best I can without having a hacking fit. This is the worst cold I've had in many years, and it's just sort of lingering out there this evening. Anyway, let's get to the weather. Still in line for a great weekend, but first things first, it's pretty chilly this evening, and it was a chilly night last night. And we did have, as expected, a little bit of snow out there last night. A couple of the reports sent in to the National Weather Service office, an inch at the Youngstown Warren Airport, over towards the Sandy, excuse me, the Sandy Lake area. A little over an inch worth of snow late last night and early on this morning. Amounts were a little higher off to the north. There were some parts of Geauga County that managed to sneak in a little bit higher, although some of these are under an inch, mostly because I'm clicking on Portage County. Boy, cold medicine. Up in Geauga County, yeah, there you go, 2.5 in Chardon. I knew I'd find what I was looking for. Some higher amounts off to our north, Montville, at 3.2 inches of snow last night. And you can see on the snow depth, definitely a little stripe of heavier amounts from just east of Cleveland through the primary snowbelt in Geauga County, parts of Ashtabula County, as well, and maybe, pardon me, the northern parts of Trumbull County. All right, futurecast. Clouds tonight. Clouds to start tomorrow, but I do think as we get into the midday and the afternoon, the clouds are going to thin out fairly quickly, meaning tomorrow will end nicer than it starts. High pressure just drops an anchor then for a couple of days over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It's a miracle I was able to get through 3 minutes on TV this evening without coughing. But anyway, looks like a nice weekend. Some high clouds on Sunday, but other than that, no problems. Maybe a little fog Saturday morning, something to watch out for as well. All right, the longer range, not much of interest here. It's going to be a quiet week next week. Here's the GFS model. Now, I don't have the highs and the lows labeled on here, but I'll point out the interesting features. And one interesting feature as we go towards the middle of the week will be a nor'easter that comes up the East Coast. Now, this will be rain, not snow, but it'll be interesting to see where this tracks. GFS has this Tuesday morning off the coast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. European model, much more out to sea. So there's a little model war going on there, but whichever model's right, it's not going to have much sensible impact on our weather, just more of a problem, potential problem anyway, for the East Coast. If that farther west idea like the GFS has comes to fruition, we might have a cloudier period Tuesday, but probably no rain. And we should be, high and dry next week. All the stormy weather next week will be, pardon me, out west with a big old storm off the coast of California towards the end of next week. All right, I promised I'd talk about the week around Christmas, what the climate models are doing that week. Now, the warm signals are not as strong later in the month as they are in the first part of the month, but still, look at this. It's like a red paintball over much of North America, even if it's not quite as warm as the current pattern. So this is the 23rd through the 28th, the temperature anomalies. Cooler than average here and much warmer than average up here. And around here, if the climate models have the right idea, maybe a pretty typical period as far as temperatures go right around Christmas, with the warmer than average air shunted a little bit off to the west. But we'll see what the trend is with subsequent runs of the climate model for right around Christmas. Same model as far as precipitation anomalies right around Christmas time. Wet in the purple and blue out here across Texas, New Mexico, Kansas. Drier than average here. Dry in Arizona, Southern California. And maybe a little wetter than average across the upper Midwest, Northeast, but not much of a signal around eastern Ohio and western PA for precipitation right around Christmas. So, if you're wishing for a white Christmas, I certainly wouldn't put the odds at 0. They're probably lower than typical, but I wouldn't put them at 0 at this point. There's still some windows out there to maybe get a little snow around Christmas time. All right, the climate model for January. Painting a pretty warm picture across much of North America once again. This is a little different than our January forecast, which we put out a month ago as part of our winter forecast. Notice again, all the above average temperatures stretching all the way down into the, pardon me, the Ohio Valley and the Southeast on the climate model, whereas our January forecast keeps most of those warm anomalies shunted a little bit to the north and the west. We've been talking about December easily being the warmest month compared to average of the winter, and then things will start to change a little bit deeper into the winter. So we'll, pardon me, keep an eye on the trends But as it stands now, our forecast might be a little too cold for January if the climate models have the right idea. And the climate models have been pretty good over the last few months. So if they have the right idea in January, it'll be a warmer January than our initial forecast. So more updates on that as we get closer to the holidays and beyond. Thanks for sticking with me. I apologize for all the coughing. It's that kind of evening. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Actually, we probably go on the air a little early tonight. NBC showing The Wiz, which is live. It might end at like 10:45. So we might have a supersized version of 21 News tonight at 11 o'clock. So join us then and have a great night.